What's today? Today's Friday. So tomorrow is Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Hell yeah, buddy.
Yes. For the first time in 2,000 years, Santa has disappeared.
I just said you should take the weekend off.
We must have a new Santa. Gabriel, Ringo, me. I'm at the theater and loving it.
What about a rescue mission?
Let's pause the gas. Head into the crib. Head upstairs. Go all the way up top to my room. Here we are. Head to bed. Serve no fucking morning, dog. Hell yeah.
Toys, and we must make sure nothing changes that. It's so hot. Is there any ice in this can? Oh, hello. I like your pants. They're jolly. They're yoga pants. Like yours. These are my yoga pants. No, yoga pants. I'm not yoga pants.
Anyone facing reindeer?
I said take the weekend. Nobody listens to me.
Don't do that, please. Wow. That's a big deal in here. Our world has never been in more danger. Human greed is what drove us underground all those years ago. To escape from your rapacious appetite. I warn you, boy. You are not prepared for the truth behind what you seek. Now you will believe. Artemis fell.
You're gathered here today to join me and Thomas in holy matrimony.
You're taking this so well. He's a good man. Hated this guy. We've grown very close.
Welcoming a new parent,
Not that close.
a father.
Father? Father? No, you're not my father.
Tita, Tita.
The ring. Right, sorry.
Are you the author? It's really the rabbit story. I just wrote it down. Look, Dad, it's Peter Rabbit.
I hate that I'm the face of this.
Peter is naughty.
What?
Are you Peter?
That depends who's asking. Peter.
Stay out
Huh. Huh.
Help me get the courage fruit.
What courage fruit?
Eat it and you'll become super brave.
I'd do anything to protect Bramble. When you find the ones you want to protect, you'll know how brave you really are.
I'm not a coward.
It's our joint. May as well pause it. May as well go say hello to my neighbours. The neighbour down there, that way. How can I help you? Yeah. I just want to say hello. I just moved in the bloody house down there, and I just want to say hello. That's all. Do you know? Hang on, let me ask someone. Oh, good. I thought I recognized you, bro. So you're that guy. Yeah, that's me what walked up and down the street, basically. My mum needs me to go get some stuff from the shops down the road. Okay, bro. How come you decided to move to bloody Sadie side instead of in Sunnyvale town where I used to live? Oh, about that. That school got shut down. Okay. So, yeah. Hey, Mom. Yeah? It's okay, me and Dion, me and my friend hang out at his house? Sure. Cool. See you later. Let's go. Fair enough. Chills. Yeah, boy. Fair enough, bro. So, do you still smoke weed, Jonathan? No, I quit. What about you? Yeah, I still fucking smoke weed. Fair enough. Fair enough, bro. I know, right? Like, fuck yeah. Yeah, buddy. What else should I fucking watch on YouTube?
The ghost town in Grand Theft Auto 3 is no longer a ghost town. And did you ever notice this floating head in this cutscene in Vice City? Today, y'all, we're taking a look at 10 things removed from Grand Theft Auto's trilogy, the definitive edition. And no, we're not talking about the PC version being removed, which I still can't play. I should get a refund at this point. Aside from all the bugs and everything going on, how are y'all enjoying the experience so far? Have you played the older Grand Theft Auto games before? Are you going down memory lane? Let me know down below in the comments. And if y'all enjoyed this video and learned something new, I hope that I can earn your thumbs up for the algorithm. I'll wait. And also your subscription. Hit that clucking bell and help us reach 1 million subscribers on the channel. Starting off with a bit of a controversial topic, let's talk about Phil Cassidy. So this is a character who has appeared in 4 different Grand Theft Auto games, and we see his evolution over time from 1984 to 2001 in Grand Theft Auto 3, and it's pretty amazing. I've mentioned it before on the channel, but this is the guy who got his right arm blown off in Vice City, and in GTA 3, it's his left arm that's blown off. So the change that we see in Phil is on his shirt, and we actually saw this in the Trilogy Definitive Edition trailer, the first one, or the only one that Rockstar released. And on his shirt, there was a flag. It's a topic of controversy. I've got to avoid saying it because YouTube censors everything. So this flag has actually been removed and replaced with a skull. As we move on to GTA San Andreas, the topic is going to stay the same here, but another change that we can see is in the mission Home Invasion, where you got to go break into this old man's house. And I remember way back in the day, this mission always gave me a little bit of trouble, but the change that we see in this mission also has to do with that same flag. So right when you walk into the house, it used to be hanging up right there in the entryway wall. And now that flag has been replaced with the United States of America flag. Alright, so this one is a pretty cool one. In the mission Messing with the Man in GTA Vice City, in the original Vice City there was a glitch. It was a bug, and in the background of the initial cutscene for this mission, you can see a man. His head is floating in the floor like he's morphed into it. And it's a very minor detail, but it's been around since the very beginning. This bug, this glitch, whatever you want to call it, has always been something pretty neat to see because it's just an oversight that it takes a real keen eye to notice. Well, this keen eye that I have noticed that it has since been removed from the mission Messing with the Man after all these years. 19 years of floating around in this floor. This poor man has either sat down, his legs gave out, or he finally found a way out. But either way, he is no longer there. Number 4, the Suicidal photographer in GTA San Andreas. So in the original GTA San Andreas, there is an NPC known as the Suicidal photographer, who appears in the Flint County region near Baco Beyond and outside of Los Santos. And in this area, you will see an NPC that he walks up, he takes a picture, and then he walks into the water and he drowns. And that's where his term or his phrase is coined. And this is one of the biggest myths in GTA San Andreas that's been around forever. And I need your help on this one to verify this 100%. But where I'm at in the game, I'm not sure if my progress interferes with this pedestrian or not, but I cannot find this photographer in San Andreas at all. So it leads me
or mods.
That's why I need your help. If you happen to get on San Andreas and you can check this out as well, the location is right here on the screen. Let me know down below in the comments. Does the photographer appear for you or not? Number 5, the Ghost Town. I can't believe the Ghost Town has been omitted from Grand Theft Auto 3. One of the most popular locations, secret locations, I should say, in Grand Theft Auto that was really hard to get to because of the dodos, or the skill that it takes to fly the dodo. I'm a dodo, and I can't fly the dodo. So the Ghost Town, again, is no longer in its original location. It doesn't mean it's been removed. Technically, it's probably been moved way up into the sky, into a different spot. But the fact that one of the biggest secrets in Grand Theft Auto is no longer there is a bit disappointing. But I guess you could say the Ghost Town has been replaced with a new Ghost Town in the Shoreside Vale area, which is just a bunch of blobs. I call this Blobville because that's what these homes look like. They're not detailed at all, and it's this just new addition that you can't get to into Liberty City. And sticking with Grand Theft Auto 3 and this area, another interesting thing that has been removed is the developer names Easter egg. So what exactly is this? Well, in Grand Theft Auto 3, outside of the map, there was a list of names in the form of towns or cities, just to give Liberty City a more real-life and alive feeling by having fake towns outside of the map, but that has also been omitted from Grand Theft Auto 3's Definitive Edition. Why? I'm not sure. It was a simple Easter egg, but all of these developers, that was their names, and they were named after, or these towns were named after the developers, and once again, you can no longer see those because they're not there. While I haven't mentioned this in a prior video, I just want to touch base on it again because I know some of y'all haven't seen that. So there have been over 40 songs omitted from the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. Grand Theft Auto 3, if I recall, doesn't have any songs removed, but it's between Vice City and San Andreas, and this is obviously due to the music licensing rights, or copyright, all of that. Everything that goes into that, they expired about 10 years ago, I believe, and I'm not sure how expensive of a process that is, or the rights behind everything, or the legalities that go into that, but there have been over 40 songs removed from Grand Theft Auto's Trilogy Definitive Edition. Number 7, GTA San Andreas Multiplayer. Did you know that San Andreas had a multiplayer? It wasn't called GTA Online or San Andreas Online. It was just a simple 2-player mode. And in this 2-player mode, you would play as CJ as player number 1, and then player number 2 could choose from various NPCs or pedestrian character models. But that has been removed. Pretty obvious, I guess you could say, but simultaneously, in the PS4 version of GTA San Andreas, there was a method or a glitch that did allow you to play in the GTA San Andreas multiplayer. So this was a feature that really wasn't too popular among fans, but at the same time, I'm sure there are tons of you out there who way back in the day did enjoy this. I remember playing it way back in the day one time on the PlayStation 2, probably around
I have to go.
to be honest.
My mom
good times nonetheless.
wants me back at the house, so I'll catch you later, dude.
Number 9,
Oh, good. See ya.
So once
See
again,
ya,
I
bro.
touched base on this in a prior video, but I wanted to get a bit more in depth on the scale of what's going on here. So a lot of fans are not happy with the fact that San Andreas is really small, and a lot of fans didn't know that San Andreas was that small until the fog was removed. So it made me think of the mission Stowaway, which is in the original San Andreas, and at the end of this mission, you are way above the map. You're so high up that you can see the whole thing without any fog, and that's always been a really beautiful sight for me just because it just, I don't know, the San Andreas map is really pretty, in my opinion, especially from a bird's eye view, and I know that's a weird thing to say. But what I'm getting at is I think the map looks kind of neat without the fog. That's just my personal opinion, though, and I know a lot of people aren't happy about this. So I will say a workaround is you can enable the fog cheat if you do not care about achievements and you want the fog in the game. That's about the closest you're going to get. And lastly, to end the video on a kind of a boring note, some cheats have been removed, and I can't tell you exactly which cheats because I don't know, and despite all the research that I looked into, I couldn't find any, so maybe y'all can find this out. But either way, we do have some word from Rich Rosado in a recent IGN interview, and Rich is a producer at Rockstar Games, and he said, we actually had to remove a couple cheats for technical reasons, certain things that didn't play well in the Unreal base, but that's actually where I'll leave it. There's some fun with discovery. I'm not saying plus or minus, but I'd rather not just go right onto the nose before the release of the game and go straight to the end credits. Well, those are 10 things removed from Grand Theft Auto's trilogy. at all these Easter eggs, I just want to be as transparent as possible with y'all and let you know that I use the term Easter egg loosely. And as much as I love covering Easter eggs, it took a lot for me to consider making this video because in the Trilogy Definitive Edition, a lot of these so-called Easter eggs are just reused assets and textures from Grand Theft Auto 5. For instance, inside the garage at Claude's Safe House, there are lots of assets from Grand Theft Auto 5 that you might be familiar with. And while those aren't Easter eggs, some of the Easter eggs that we do cover, you might consider to not be an Easter egg. So it's just up to you as a person. First up, and actually going in chronological order from Grand Theft Auto 3 to Vice City and then San Andreas, we have the Bloody Choppers movie poster. So, can any of you guess where this is from? If you can't, it's actually a location in Red Dead Redemption 2. So, this Easter egg is of a secret from another Rockstar game, which I thought was pretty neat. So, in Red Dead Redemption 2, you can actually come across an old tomb north of Annesburg, and there's a Viking hatchet. You get a secret weapon there. But the Easter egg in Grand Theft Auto 3 on that poster comes on a rock right next to that table, that platform with the skeleton. And there is where you can find the hatchet just hammered into the skull of whoever this unfortunate person was. And this specific image is what was used in Grand Theft Auto 3 for the Bloody Choppers movie. Moving on to Vice City, we're actually headed to the mall, where inside you can find in one of the stores, the Vinyl Countdown store to be specific, the definitive guide to Vice City. And, well, when you take a look at this definitive guide to Vice City, it's funny because it matches the quality of the definitive edition. You see that, well, that's not Vice City. Those images are actually of Guarma. There are two separate books, and on those books, again, these images, the background scenes are just shots of Guarma, which I thought was pretty interesting, but Guarma's a beautiful place, don't get me wrong, but man, it may have just used images from Vice City. A little bit of clickbait and misleading there, right, as some of y'all would write in the comments. Jokes aside, the next two Easter eggs are actually going to be in the same location at the mall. So we can find Michael's jacket from North Yankton, the outfit he wears in the prologue. He wears a red plaid jacket, and that can actually be found inside of the Gash store, which is a parody of the Gap store. And while you can't purchase this jacket or use it, and again, this is one of those reused assets, it is still neat because it's Michael's jacket. It's another GTA protagonist right there in the 3D universe. The next Easter egg, once again, has to do with another protagonist's article of clothing. This one, however, is a bit more interesting, if you ask me, and it's actually Trevor's dress. That's right. It can be found in multiple storefronts in the mall, and if you're not familiar with this dress from Grand Theft Auto 5, well, here it is. This is the dress. This was funny. I saw this, and it just made me laugh simply because it's Trevor, and this dress of all things, a lot of fans in the mall, when looking through, probably instantly recognize this. And if you didn't, well, here you go. Number 5, as we transition to GTA San Andreas, where the rest of the Easter eggs are and where there's a plethora, the first one actually comes pretty early in the game, and it's in the mission Rider, which I believe is like the second mission. And you can actually see in the background of this cutscene an image from O'Crae's Run in Red Dead Redemption 2, which is pretty neat. Again, you could consider this a reused asset, but fun fact for you, this image of O'Crae's Run, the O'Crae's Run area is actually a tribute to Uncle's voice artist, John O'Crae. He voiced Uncle in Red Dead Redemption 1, and unfortunately, he passed away during the first half of Red Dead Redemption 2's development in 2016. And as a tribute to Uncle and his actor, or his voice artist, John O'Crae, that's why O'Crae's Run was named after him. So I thought that was a fun fact that y'all might not have known. That painting right there. And this can also be found in the Vice City Mall as well. I didn't want to consider two of the same Easter eggs, separate Easter eggs. So again, this can be found in Vice City 2. Number 7, Zero's RC Shop. He might have given us one of the hardest missions in the GTA series, but he does have one of the coolest spots, stores, and locations. And when you go in the store, you can actually find tons of Easter eggs. A lot of these Easter eggs have been around since the original San Andreas, like the Tommy and Lance Vance figures, or the Manhunt figures, or all the little RC cars. Those are just things from other Grand Theft Auto games. But the new Easter egg is of Impotent Rage. You can find him in two different spots in this store, and Impotent Rage is superhero of Grand Theft Auto, and you you can actually find his action figure in there. And we get to see him in Grand Theft Auto 5, obviously, or if you're not familiar with that, he is in GTA 5. You can buy his outfit. You can actually see him. So it is a pretty nice addition to see him now in Zero's RC shop with the rest of these figures of some of our favorite Grand Theft Auto characters. Number 8, don't leave Zero's RC shop just yet because we have another Easter egg. And this one can actually be seen right behind the counter, and it's Mr. Raspberry Jam. Now, who is this? Well, this teddy bear, if you don't recall, is from the Floyd missions in GTA 5, where Trevor can actually interact with this bear. He does some things to it, and then in the end, he ends up throwing it on the grill of his truck. So that's Mr. Raspberry Jam, and you can find him, again, behind the counter in Zero's RC shop. So this one is pretty neat as well. Number 9, the Gantt Bridge facts. While I have already talked about this in a prior video, I wanted to mention it in this video because it is an Easter egg. And outside of the Gantt Bridge, you can actually find some facts about the bridge, including the textures that it took to create this bridge, models, polygons, things like that. But compared to the original San Andreas, the facts have been updated. Some of the numbers that have to do with those, the disk space and things like that, but also the fact that 3 babies were born during the construction of this bridge or during the construction of the Trilogy Definitive Edition. While I'm not sure of that, if there really were 3 babies born during this game development, it's a beautiful thing. And it makes for a nice comical addition to the Gantt Bridge.
Where's your mom and dad? They ditched me, basically. They abandoned me. Can I adopt you then? Adopt you then? Sure. Cool. Do you want to live at my house or you okay living here by yourself? I'm okay living here, Mum. Okay, stepson. That's all. Okay, see you, Mum. See ya. Okay, so press play.
And lastly, number 10, best for last, and probably my favorite Easter egg, is at the Lil Probe Inn, just outside of Area 69. So in case you didn't know, this specific location is inspired by the real-life Little Alien in outside of real-life Area 51. And going inside of this building here in San Andreas, we can find some updated images featuring UFO sightings in Red Dead Redemption 2 and Grand Theft Auto 5. You see multiple images plastered all over the walls of these UFO sightings. And while this didn't really happen in Grand Theft Auto